Hey everyone, welcome back
Welcome
to
back.
the special edition of Sit Fearlessly Industry Uncut. I'm with my boy Cortez.
We
Welcome
back.
back, Cortez.
Thank you for having me. We back, and you know, it
have
ain't
to
sit
cheers for the
fearlessly
moment.
unless we cheers, right?
That's right.
To being
Cheers.
back, to being at it.
Thank you, yes. Cheers, guys.
And also, as we talked about it briefly, we was out, but we didn't stop working. You was busy. You was going.
Remember that time when I said I was going to take the summer off?
Did you really? Because I don't recall none of that.
Me either.
People take off and they're supposed to be relaxed and everything. And don't get me wrong, there were boats involved and you were on some beaches, but I don't know if you were exactly relaxing at all.
Part of it. Some of it I was still networking.
Absolutely. You have
But,
to.
you know, it is what it is. I do also want to cheers for summer 2026.
Yes.
I hope that everyone has been enjoying it because the summer goes by so fast. Wow, I'm going to cry about that.
Right. I will say, one thing I saw that was a common theme was everybody taking that energy and pouring it back into self. So whether that means pursuing your passions, pursuing the things that make you happy, that make you truly feel like you're contributing to the dream that you want to build.
Yeah.
Like networking.
Yes.
Like actually,
Yes.
I think you might have posted something about detoxing at one point too.
Yes, I am. And don't judge me, guys, because I'm still drinking on a Tuesday, but it's Taco Tuesday.
Look, this is a special occasion. Who don't love tacos?
It's Taco Tuesday, and Cortez came in with the wine. So, you know, we're just sipping fearlessly so we can be ready for our combo. But yes to the detox. And actually, thank you for bringing that up because I've been trying to be intentional with my health. I think that sometimes we get a little carried away and we forget that, you know, we need our body also to help us function and get up every day. So shout out to Water Bar. I found this amazing water bar in Long Island and I bought some hydrogen water, some alkaline water, and it's amazing. And I'm going to incorporate other things, but that's the start of my journey. I'm also training with a young lady. Her name is Carol. Shout out to Carol. And yeah, I'm just trying to like stay healthy because one, I'm getting older. I want to live a long time and I want to look and feel good.
She talking about
and
getting older.
I work a lot.
She over here looking like the best Jolly Rancher you ever seen. And she talking about
period. I like that Jolly Rancher.
And she's talking about getting older. Okay.
First of all, the green Jolly. Who liked the green Jolly Rancher
apple,
though?
yeah, exactly. There we go.
Thank you. That was funny.
Yeah. But I love it though because not only are you intentional about the detox, you educated yourself about it.
Yes.
Like you're talking about the hydrogen water, and you know people think that water is water, but you know there's pH levels involved, there's different
1000%.
chemicals involved, and it's very easy to you know when you're going to the gym, people call it like a dirty bulk, like where you just grabbing anything you can to either put on weight or every supplement you can to lose it.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful about what you put in your bodies because
you have to.
Especially a lot of things going on in the news that we should be pretty careful about what we put in our bodies.
Yes, which perfect segue. Let's start with a bang. So I know you guys have been hearing about the whole COVID gossip and pandemonium that's been happening, right? So COVID-19 changed the world in a matter of months. People were forced to take vaccines. And it was unfortunate because we do live in a country where freedom of speech is important. However, we weren't offered that. And in many jobs, they even threatened you. Like, you don't take the vaccine, you don't work here no more. People were thinking about their livelihoods. They're like, I need this job to survive. First of all, a lot of organizations were closing anyway. A lot of businesses were closing. A lot of people were already losing their jobs. And it's like, if I can hold on to my job, I'm going to get vaccinated without thinking about the repercussions. So now there's like so much talk about how much it is affecting people after. So
a little bit of my background, man of many lives. I actually started studying biology when I first went to college. So all the anatomy and physiology that I did take with me, you start to learn processes, and developing a vaccine usually takes years to do. And there was a lot of fear about taking a vaccine, not just because of maybe you didn't trust this person, you didn't trust that person, but a lot of it went into the process didn't allow it to be properly vetted.
Correct.
And now we're looking at a time where the time frame where people usually would have gotten to see side effects, how it would have landed or how it affects people down the road, well, it's down the road now.
Right.
And we have to now kind of be aware of maybe what's happening. Those studies are looking a little bit different now.
Yes.
So it's unfortunate because, like you mentioned, there are people who had to decide between their livelihoods or, you know, this vaccine, and potentially putting their life at risk even without the vaccine. I have a lot of older family members, and at the time, it was tough because they were the most vulnerable.
Yes.
So you did have to think about that.
It's so controversial because at the time when the COVID was really on alert and everyone was getting sick, there was people going into the hospitals, and it was a lot of elderly people as well. So there is controversy behind a lot of the elderly being vaccinated while they were in the hospital and dying, you know? So, and I think what makes it worse for me is when the people who implemented this vaccine are asked a question and they don't know how to answer it.
Boy. See, now that's a scary thing because you're supposed to be our experts. And
exactly.
It is a thing where science is always developing.
Yes.
But I don't like getting answers after the fact, especially when you're asking me to do something that may put my life in danger.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm the most well-versed, but based on some of the things I've read briefly, you have to worry about everything from certain spike proteins now being in your bloodstream that may affect your heart health, your vascular health.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, you have people who might have had like nervous system issues.
Yes, yes.
You know, vaccines are already dangerous, but that one, hopefully it didn't do more harm than it did good.
I think that we are living in a time where so many things are falling through the cracks, or there's things being pushed and vetted, quote unquote, and approved by the FDA, which shouldn't be. Because so many foods are affecting us that now even certain vegetables are being recalled.
Yeah.
So we're in a state of emergency, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I talk about this every day.
And you know, I always look at you as an expert on finances and knowing like the circulation of money, businesses, and how being business minded. And sometimes I think the business minded aspects of our government overcome and supersede the actual effectiveness. People get on our fearless leader on his cuts that have been made of certain organizations that are supposed to be doing things like the FDA. So maybe now they're not vetting, or they've cut for what was it, the things that's supposed to look for parasites in lettuce, and now there's like an outbreak in Texas. And you know, you look at these things and you can only imagine that's what we hear about because it directly affects us.
Right.
What don't we hear about?
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I've been thinking about just moving to the country, another country, and live in the country and grow my own fruits and vegetables and never come back.
Watch this, guys. You really thinking green today, Sue, ain't you?
Super green. I'm thinking green. I'm seeing green.
Right. There we go. There we go. I'm with you though. Like organic farming, if you can do it, let's do it.
Yes. It's so crazy because like, oh man, this was before the pandemic. I remember, so I have like my Brooklyn besties who are like, they're just so like organic in themselves and just so like amazing and eclectic and like into like just all these type of different things. And I remember hanging out with them, and someone was in our crew hanging out and they were talking to us. This was before the pandemic, about how Costa Rica, they were growing vegetables and fruits in Costa Rica, and they were thinking about like, how can we create an import system into the United States where they can grow it and import it, so create their own importing business, right? And it's so crazy how we were having those conversations back then, and look at everything that's happening now. But like you said, our fearless leader, which, let's not put the word
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it fearless, my bad.
But like you said, he's also stopping that too.
Well, of course.
By raising the tariffs.
You got to think about it this way. If you have anything to do with him, he's kind of made it a point to say, you're close to me, I'm going to do for you, right? He's been selective, not even based on qualifications, but based on how friendly he is with people.
Right.
And generally speaking, if he can benefit their pockets, he will. If he has somebody who's doing farming and infrastructure, he doesn't want to create competition or allow that to start to grow.
No.
And I'll be honest, there's some major players. We've talked about, you know, Amazon's hands in certain things. We talked about Microsoft's hands in certain things. And in all of these organizations, they're developing their own ways to influence or impact food.
Right.
Even if it is it is packaged as something that may be beneficial.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this, but they've actually started to develop chicken meat without actual chickens.
Lord.
Yeah.
And speaking of having different hands, right, a part of this, the people, who's auditing right now? Doge. Who's running the Doge department? Elon Musk. There's a lot going on, y'all.
Yeah.
But let's move on. We'll get back to that. And we'll keep you guys updated because we do need to make sure that we are okay. Okay?
Absolutely that.
So, Lindsay Clancy.
Oh, okay. You say you want to go from one heavy subject to a next heavy subject. Let me start this off with a disclaimer.
Please.
Right? First off, this is a very controversial subject, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a trigger warning because if you haven't been familiar with the Lindsay Clancy case, it involves everything from postpartum depression to the neglect of women's health to even the unaliving of children. Right? So it's one of those things that is a touchy subject to just about everybody if you have a heart. It's also very polarizing because it impacts so many people and how we view these things either moving forward or sheds a light on how we viewed these things in the past that may or may not have allowed this to go as far.
Absolutely. And let me give you guys some context. So in 2022, Massachusetts mother Lindsay Clancy was accused of killing her three young children before attempting to take her own life. The case received national attention because her defense centered on severe postpartum psychiatric illness, while prosecutors pursued criminal charges. The case sparked conversations about postpartum mental illness, psychosis, motherhood, healthcare intervention, and criminal responsibility. So, this is a tough one because are we recognizing mental health? And this is not, we're not saying that it's okay to kill your children. That's not what we're saying. But are we recognizing mental health centered around women in postpartum? We don't talk about that enough. And there are organizations that are supportive of women who are going through postpartum because it is very challenging and it is very difficult.
I think the worst part about it is even when we acknowledge that postpartum is a thing, I don't think people dig deep enough into how it impacts. I think people paint a picture of the surface level of it. Oh, she's been in bed a couple of days. Oh, she doesn't want to be around her children. Oh, but it goes so much deeper, especially in today's world. Mental health is already a struggle. So you may have somebody who already is suffering with a mental health disorder or just some type of stressor in the world. And now you add on and you compound that with postpartum, which is, again, a complete disorder of the brain chemistry. If you don't have that, it can create bouts of violence. It can create bouts of psychosis. It can stem to other mental disorders like bipolarism, split personality disorders, all sorts of things. So it's more than just being sad.
It's being overlooked. And I think that we need to take a step in implementing that service as soon as a woman gives birth.
I think it should be built into maternal care. And not for nothing, I think we've overlooked parenting overall as a thing because as much as you may say that, say you and your significant other are planning to have a child, you're not ready to do that until you're actually in it, right? Like you can say that you're prepared financially or whatever. You may think that you babysat this one, you've read the books, but it comes with so many other stressors that it can cause a mental break even if you don't have something going on with you. Now you add the biological factors and the changes of a woman's body, you're going to have a situation that should at least be paid attention to.
And also, you don't know sometimes what the mother is going through personally as well. You don't know the challenges they're facing. You don't know if there's abuse at home. You don't know if there's financial, challenges at home. You don't know what the person is going through. So I think, like you said, implementing that into maternal care, I think is super important. And I think it should be embedded into our healthcare system. And I think it should be offered just as healthcare is offered, right? Like how we fight for free healthcare and things like that. I think that definitely should be embedded because we should be having those conversations when we give birth before they're letting us even leave the hospital with our child. Like, are you mentally okay? How do you feel? just all of those questions that are important, because you may want to feel happy that you had your child, but there's still a part of you that is unable to feel it because you're going through all these other emotions, right? So definitely, and it makes me think, not to jump to another topic, but it makes me think about, which we'll dive into that later, but the young lady that recently passed away, Hayden Panettiere.
Yes.
So she also had talked about, there was also scrutiny about her because she gave up full custody to her husband at a time when she was going through depression and alcoholism and all of that. And a lot of people judged her, but at the end of the day, she felt like that was the best decision for her child because she wasn't right.
I'm so happy you brought that up, because I think that, yes, if you want to focus on the health of women, that is absolutely something you should. But just the overall health of a family and society as a whole, it's looked at as some of these women don't have the option to admit that, you know what, I am going through something. And it's not just women. We also talk about the struggles that men have of being open and honest about their hardships, their emotional struggles. I think we've created a society where if you being in the public eye, you have to be okay. And when I say public eye, I don't just mean on camera. I mean like society. People look at you. You look like you have it together. That means you should have it together. You've made these decisions about your family. You should do it. Sir, you have a child. Why don't you have your things together? Ma'am, you have 2 children. What are you doing? You should be doing this. Whereas you can't admit to have some sort of struggle or challenge behind the scenes. So it should be built into the healthcare system, and we should create better outlets for people to feel comfortable about those things with less scrutiny.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a really sad case. We'll see how it unfolds. Yeah. So I saw something about, people were talking about how we're living in a day and age right now where you will own nothing. Let me throw in my little tinfoil real quick on this one. So you will own nothing and be happy, quote unquote, became one of the most controversial phrases associated with the World Economic Forum. I'm sorry. That is so crazy. So basically what they're saying is, because there are subscription-based systems, there are, just systems put in place like that, it's much easier and better for you not to own anything because it just runs on a subscription. I get that. See, I come from a sales background as well, and I'll tell you, if you want to sell somebody anything, you just convince them that it's for their own good. Convince them that it's more convenient, convince them that it's something that makes their life easier in some way. Now, I don't know about you, but there's nothing more frustrating than not being able to access something that I have put money into because I haven't put more money into it. So the subscription thing, it might be nice to go up and go pull whatever out the cloud, but I don't think much can beat being able to go in my cabinet and pull out the DVD that I want to watch without Netflix telling me that, oh shoot, you need to put a new card on file. My cousin's on my account, right? So now I have to buy the extended version so I can have more TVs on it. And for you gamers out there, I feel your pain because I'm going through it. PlayStation said that they're eliminating physical media. I don't know about you, but some of my favorite games are off the servers. Can't play them anymore, ever again. To me, that sounds like a monopoly.
Yes, it does.
Because we're thinking about more convenience as opposed to still having access to build things ourselves. To build platforms ourselves, to build assets ourselves. So that's so challenging to me.
I mean, if it honestly damages commerce on a basic level too, because think about how you have to be if you're trying to create a business, if you're not offering it once we get to the point where subscriptions are the norm for everything. Somebody made a joke where soon you're going to need a walking subscription. Your legs just stop moving.
Oh my God. That's so crazy. I mean, I think that until then, let's continue to be creative and let's continue to build so many amazing creative things. I love, and we talked about this on the show before, I love how now we're becoming so creative individually and not just the major platforms or the major filmmakers and things like that, where now we're creating like our own short films. I love that. So let's just keep creating things like this, keep taking ownership. If you can have a little stake in something that's major, I think it's awesome. Netflix is showing podcasts now, which I think is cool, but I think that's also a part of the monopolization, right?
Yes.
Because first they started off with just showing shows and movies, and now it's like, now they have podcasts on there, now they have all these things, and it's like, it's great for the opportunities that they are providing certain folks, but again, it always limits other people to be able to have that opportunity.
It's gonna always be a struggle to compete with the juggernaut.
Yes.
It's just, it's David and Goliath in all of these spaces.
Yes.
However, you brought up something great, and that's that people are learning to move around it.
Yes.
I love movies, and I'm sure you do too, but you've noticed over time that a lot of these major studios are only investing in established intellectual properties.
Yeah.
The days of the Sundance film doing well is hard because they can't get the money, they can't get the funding.
Yeah.
But you do have Netflix dabbling in kind of bringing those to light.
Yeah.
And it's a double-edged sword because we get the creative stuff, but do we want it through Netflix? I mean,
man, it's crazy. All right. Well, let's just continue to teach each other about wealth, about assets, about ownership.
Yeah.
And, you know, we'll do the best that we can. So, another thing I saw.
Okay.
So there was this guy, he actually had a really positive video, and I forget his name. We will find it and we will tag him on this.
Put it like right here, I'll just cue it.
Yes, we'll cue it. But he was saying something really positive about how he feels about tricking on a woman that he is with and loves and cares about. He's like, I don't care. I love to do it. I love when she's like, I need this. I love to provide for her what she needs, and it makes me happy.
All right, guys, let me throw on that hat. Okay, so. I don't make my opinion shy about this at all. The word tricking is...
Maybe it's the word.
It's a dirty word for me. But you know what, though? She said something, very... it's just the highlight of it is somebody who he loves and cares about.
Exactly.
Now, I personally love to give. However, I think tricking is bad. I say tricking because it leads to the word simping. When you're a simp, to me, that's defined as somebody who is constantly giving to somebody who only wants to take. Right? Where you put yourself in a position to only be seen as a source of something for somebody who is maybe a little bit cheap in the way that they show their appreciation to you. And a lot of men nowadays, when they're faced with beautiful ladies like the ones surrounding me right now, they don't know how to control themselves, or they'll give themselves away without maybe maintaining respect for themselves. I think that's different than having somebody who's truly invested in you too.
Exactly.
Now, yes.
No, because I was going to say, that is not what he's saying.
I know that's not what he's saying.
What he's saying is, that's my woman.
Now, I'll say this. The bigger, more toxic example of this is one of my personal favorite rappers, so I'm ashamed to say this, Drizzy Drake. Who?
Why are you ashamed? We love Drake over here.
I would love him too if he was just throwing out 10 bands, 20 bands, 30 bands to me just because I showed up to an event.
Well, hold that thought for a second. When you think about Drake, though, Drake is Drake predominantly because of the ladies.
I agree.
So thank you, Drake, for giving back, because we have poured into you so much. That's why you are Drizzy Drake.
Look, I love Drake because if nothing else, he's a marketing genius, right?
Yes.
He knows where his bread is buttered. I'm just saying, Drake, you setting a poor example and bad expectations.
I'm just mad he didn't come to New York and do that.
See? We
have businesses in New York too.
You right. Just make sure that Drake invests in the podcast too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Drake,
hello.
we
fearless over here. Come invest, okay?
Right. Yes, but to that point, tricking is not bad because you should always, try to provide for your person.
Yeah.
I will just add this to the same guy who said that. There was another guy who said, as a man, the world that I'm building as a better place, the world that I want to make safe, the world that I want to make prosperous, I'm part of that world too. I think that my lady deserves the world.
Yes.
However, I think I do too.
Yes.
So if we can mutually agree on that,
yes,
and we can make sure that we're constantly and consistently pouring into one another, I got no problem tricking on you, baby. That's it.
1,000%. It has to be reciprocated. Yes.
There you go.
And I think that, but I think that that's the problem of the internet.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is that you can't just say things one-sided because people are going to come at you like, well, you can't be tricking because women don't give their time. They also don't reciprocate. They just take.
You can't.
You have the Cortezes in the world like contradicting. And I'm kidding.
Wow, that's crazy. But notice it's a contradiction. She just mean maybe I give a little more than I should too. But that said,
now we're having a therapy session.
Make sure you give to the ones that give back to you. That's it.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it makes them happy.
Yeah.
We need more men like that and women who reciprocate that. Yes.
See, that was written in the fine print.
Yes. Let me see how much time we got left. Whoa, how much time we got left? Okay. So real quick, I like this topic. We have about 2 minutes to cover it.
Quick.
So something I've been telling a lot of my single friends is, and actually my sister was giving me statistics about that too, is that if you've been single for a long time in New York, it's maybe because your person is not here in this city. So there's been a lot of talk about that. Yeah. Maybe moving to another city, you will be able to find your person. So I have been sharing that with a lot of my single female friends, right? So there's an increasingly popular idea in dating culture that sometimes you're not single because something is wrong with you. You may simply be living in the wrong environment. So how do you feel like that, about that? Because I do agree.
I agree, but for a couple of different reasons.
Okay.
One, from a completely biased New York perspective, people love us everywhere. So, like, New York, being from New York is a different aura. However, it is oversaturated and comes with a lot of the environment itself.
Yes.
Now, changing your environment allows you to grow, allows you to experience something different, experience different people.
Yes.
You're right, you may not have come across the same type of people because...
Change your setting, like Linda said earlier. Yes.
Also, if you've been around too long, in the same area too long, sometimes you may pick up negative auras around you. And it's good to move away from that situation, those situations, that past that you have, and go to a new place to start fresh.
Yeah. So. I agree. I think that is also environmental. Like in the environment that we're in. New York is a very fast, hustle. You know, so a lot of people have that mentality. And some people don't have that mentality, right? So it's not going to fit into the world. If you're dating someone who's a bit more low-key and someone who's a bit more fast-paced and it's just like, well, I'm focused on my business right now, you know, kind of like, give me some time, be patient or whatever, where somebody who has that same mentality would probably feel the same way, but somebody who doesn't will not. And they need something a little bit more slower paced. And I'm not saying that that's the case overall. I'm just using that as an example. But let's pause on that and let's pick it up. Part 2, guys. So we're about to take a quick break and we're going to get to part 2 because we got some more juicy stuff to talk to you guys about.
Let's go. There she goes saying juicy again.